Hi, it's Andrew from the Far Lane Collective, songwriter and producer. So in July this year we released the second album, which is called The Page Turner, which is a follow-up from last summer's Starry Nights album. And I thought it might be of interest to people to just have a little bit of background, a little bit of insight as to what each of the songs on the album is about. So I've done a series of little videos, released those on socials over the last couple of weeks, but now brought them all together, stitched them all together. So hopefully you might find it interesting and as I say, give you a little bit of background as to the thought process and what each of the songs are about. So this is the story of The Page Turner, and if you'd like to, it'd be lovely if you wanted to listen to it. You can stream it on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple and all those other streaming sites. So hope you find this interesting, hope you enjoy, say, the story of The Page Turner. Someone. So Someone, as I've talked about in the past, Someone's a song about that very physical feeling when you receive some really major news, sort of perhaps life-changing news, and it just absolutely knocks the wind out of you, and you're just kind of like, oh my God, I can't believe I've just heard that, I've just been told that. And it's a song that I wanted to use the sort of ethereal female vocals that I'd used a lot on the first album, but I wanted to not do it as a sort of traditional ballad, so I went with this kind of vibey, sort of chill vibe kind of thing, and I had a sample which I modified to use on that. So I just felt it was kind of linking the first album into the second album really, and making that sort of joint between the two pieces. How do you? So this is a song that I wrote the lyrics last summer. I was wandering around London and there were just so many rough sleepers and homeless people, and I just thought nobody ever intends or plans to end up in that sort of situation, and it is invariably the result of, you know, things out of people's control happening to them and losing their power and losing their agency, and a succession that just spirals down, and it's really a song about saying, you know, I know that this is nobody's intention to end like this, but also, you know, I really hope things can turn around for you. But I wanted an upbeat, sort of up-tempo song to go with it. I don't like, you know, depressing lyrics equating to slow songs, so I wanted something up, a bit of energy towards the start of the album and a bit of funky guitar in there. Some things still remain. So this is about being in a long-term relationship with somebody, and how over a long extended period of time life changes, things happen, things go up and down, but actually the strength of the relationship that was there in the start still holds everything together, and it's a positive thing, even though sometimes, you know, it can be tricky. And it's very much a song I think sits alongside The Plan from the first album, which again is about that dealing with life's uncertainties and not really sure which way to go. And style, musically, it's similar to that. But I wanted a really big chorus song. That's what I was trying to do when I wrote the music for it. And I wanted a song that has that technique where you go dum 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 dum, which you hear in loads of songs. But it's good because it's quite rousing. It's quite a song to sing along with. No one speaks. Days turn into weeks, weeks turn. So this is probably my most personal song. And it's about a topic that I used to write a lot about but don't do so much now. But if you know me, you'll know that when I was 17 my dad died, which was obviously a really, really difficult thing to deal with and to cope with, and was a major, major thing in life, and that has influenced a lot of my life. And this song is about the aftermath of that really, and it was just me and my mum, we lived at home. And we never talked about him because we couldn't raise the spectre of him because it was too painful. But that became the habit, and we just never spoke about him. And now in hindsight, I think that was a terrible thing really. But we really as a family didn't talk about him because it was almost too painful to just mention him. Some people. So this song's actually about the Channel 4 news reporter Lindsay Hilson, and I was listening to Desert Island Discs and she was on it, and she just sounded an amazing woman. She'd done so many things. She'd been to war zones and she'd been all over the place with all these major world events, and she just sounded incredible because she just went in. She was fearless, and she's this incredible reporter, and she just, nothing seems to stop her, but she seemed to apply that to all aspects of her life, and I was in so much admiration because I'm not somebody like that. I'm just like, oh, I got to stand back and let somebody else do it, and I'm not adventurous, and I don't take risks. And to hear somebody like that, and we watch her on the telly most nights, and she's incredible. So that's really what that's about. I think that lyric is fairly evident that it's about, but that's the person it's actually about. And again, what I wanted was an upbeat number to end side one after the slower songs. I Will Be Waiting. I will be there tonight. So the ballads on the first album seem to go down quite well, but I didn't want this one to be as sort of ballad heavy as the first album. But I wrote this song, and it's about, I suppose it's about a secret relationship. And it's about a relationship that you weren't necessarily expecting to have, or both people in that relationship not expecting to have, and dealing with that, and dealing with the sort of emotional calamity, really, of two people going, oh my god, okay, this wasn't what we planned. And it's about confusion and emotional sort of feelings that generates. But I felt it just worked well as a ballad, as a slow number, with quite a delicate vocal and just a very sort of basic piano line song. But yeah, that's what it's about, being in an illicit secret relationship that nobody can know about and you don't really know how to deal with. Knew When I Saw You. Some things seem to be, some things need to happen. So yeah, continuing that theme of relationships, this is about when a relationship starts and perhaps something's telling you that, this perhaps isn't the best idea, this person, there's some baggage and there's some stuff here that maybe is tricky to deal with. But you can't help yourself because you just go, oh my god, this person's amazing, and I'm going to sort all this out and I'm going to deal with it, and somehow it will work because this person's really worth all of that stuff and working through that stuff. And it was actually the first song that I recorded for this album, and actually it was recorded 12 months ago. It was going to be a single last summer to support the Starry Nights album, but my niece told me that she didn't think it was the right song to release at that time, so I always listen to her, so it's been waiting for a year. The Page Turner. So when I wrote this song, it was very literal, and it was about this annoying habit that I have when I'm reading something. I find it quite hard to sort of read normally, and I'm always racing ahead, and I'm sort of, I can't kind of pace myself with reading, and I always want to know what the next thing is. And then after I've written it, I thought, oh well, I'm kind of a bit like that in life in general. I always seek to know what's the next thing, how's this going to work out, what's going to happen in 6 months, what's going to happen in 12 months, what's going to happen in 5 years. And I never live for the moment really, so it's about that. And when I wrote it, and it's a really simple song, but although it's got little different sections in it, it's basically just 3 chords, and but I really like it, and I felt it was lyrically and musically, it was one of my strongest songs, and that's why I decided to name the album after it, The Page Turner. What Have We Become? What have we become? So this, by far, is the oldest song on the album. The chorus, I wrote years ago, and actually had to find a very old cassette that I put it on. I don't know, I recorded this 30 years ago, came up with the chorus on this. And it's weird how some things stick in your mind, but I remembered writing it, and I remembered thinking, oh yes, I think that's a really strong chorus. So, all these years, for all the other stuff that I've written, I've always had this song in my mind, and it's always been sort of, what have we become, what have we done, that's always been the line. But yeah, the lyric changed something very different, and I suppose whilst I'm not particularly a political writer, I just wanted to write something about what I see going on at the moment and things that I don't feel very comfortable or agree with, or I'm worried about where things are going. So that's what that's about. something so predictable.
Seems to spin around and around. Seems to be...
So this is the last track on the album, and the last track that I wrote for it. I had a completely different track that I was going to end the album with, which I don't think will ever see the light of day. But I wrote this round about sort of Christmas time, just after Christmas, and it's the one that I used when I did that little video about how I make the music and how I work with the AI and all that sort of thing. And yeah, it's just a song. It's one of my reflective things about why I do what I do. And I have a tendency, you do the same old stuff, then you'll get the same old results, and that's what it's about, really. And sometimes you just need to know when to stop doing that and do something different, and not carry on with what you've always done. And that's what that song's about. It's just kind of like, don't just keep drifting and gliding along, expecting something different to happen if you're doing the same stuff, and just don't get stuck in those same old circular routes that you always do.
No time to wait. Oh no, I can't wait. Tell me what's my fate. Oh, tell me what's my fate. Where will I really be? Someone please tell me what I need to see. The page turner, that's me.